Hey everyone, I was just checking in and I'm hoping to get some video responses from some of you about your life and what you think about my videos and how you can relate and everything like that. I have been getting some really good messages, and it really explains to me that there's so many of us that are so much alike, and it's really comforting to know that. I was just had an internet conversation, an email about conversations and listening to people who find it really easy to talk to me and to tell me their life story. Like I said, I collect so much information out and just say too much at once, which of course I ruminate on later and feel horrible about and embarrassed about. But I think that is one thing that we learn through coping through our life is, as Aspies, is that we do listen to people, and we can listen, and maybe it is a sense of feeling important. For me, right now in my life, it's really become kind of more like a missionary thing. For me, there's just so much I want to share with people about my faith, and what great things it's done in my life, and how really God's the only reason why I go on, really. But I remember that, in some of my friendships that I would, listen to one of my friends' problems. She's since moved out of my state, but I realized I felt so much better when I listened to all of her problems, and at that time I didn't know I had Asperger's, but what I learned from that is that I could see and decipher in her relationship so much. She was treated really, really badly, and I could see so much that she was going through, and I could decipher it, and it was easy for me to give, strict black and white, answers to just leave this person. He's treating you horrible. And of course, that's something that I don't think I could ever do in my real life, because I've been in such horrible situations with friendships and partnerships, and so it's, just kind of interesting how I think our psyche and our ego can get inflated, and I don't even know if it was an inflated ego. It was a true sense of caring and just trying to tell someone, look, this is what I see, and even though I can't see that in my own life, I could see that in their life. So it's interesting how, I could see a friend going through a hard time or a bad relationship, and I could recognize that in those social things with them, yet when it comes to me, I couldn't recognize it at all. So that's just something that I thought was kind of interested in talking about. So anyhow, there's lots going through my head. My kids are playing at a friend's house up the street, and I love that they love to keep in touch with their friends and go. And I told my husband I need him to go pick the kids up, because I just didn't feel like I wanted to be social at all, even going to pick them up, which isn't anything bad to say about our friends, because I love our friends. I just don't want to do anything. I don't have any motivation right now. So I'm just kind of hanging out at home, thinking of all the hundreds of things that I need to do to get organized and to figure out my life. And anyhow, so I also wanted to respond to something that a couple posters commented on, how not to minimize, what I'm going through. One of them stated, but that, I look to be doing good, and, it sounded like it was really nice that, they're, giving me a lot of credit and respect for kind of where I am in my life, and that's so nice. I really appreciate that. But the thing is I immediately go to in my mind, well, yeah, I could say that, I'm a great wife and mother of two, which, I know I'm a good mom. I'd hate to, I don't know how great of a wife an Aspie woman can be. I'm sorry to say that, but I enjoy my family, and, we have a lot more struggles than most people, but, I'm a business owner, yes, but have I made a living from it? Have I really, done well? The thing I think that with a lot of people with Asperger's is we could put our heart into something, like many people that are entrepreneurs. We could put our heart into something thinking that's what we want to do, But a lot of times it's just out of a coping mechanism that, you know, I didn't feel that I could ever go work for anyone else, or that I could go work in a corporation, or that I could become anything. And so I employed myself. And, you know, it's unbelievable. You know, I put 7 years into where I am with my business, and one person, you know, came in to my life and almost broke everything for me. And it was really hard emotionally, after being used by this specific person, to get through that. And I'm still at that point where, you know, I have a business and I have bills to pay, and I can't really function there. And I've kind of let it all fall apart. And, you know, what do you do? So am I successful? I'm successful for effort. You know, I get an A for effort for doing what I've done. However, you know, whatever accomplishments I've had, you know, it doesn't really pay the bills when you fall apart, when, you know, so you let someone into your head. That's not healthy, and that's really what led to my diagnosis. So that's kind of where I am. I'm not sure if I am able to go on with my business. I'm not sure if I can go out and work a job. You know, I wish a job could come to me. I wish I could work from home. I am a phenomenal writer, I know. I wish I could just write and make a living off of that, but, you know, it's something that I am working on. The motivation can be tough at times, the organizational skills, but I really do believe that's my calling. And so hopefully that's what I can do. But I guess I could say that being a woman that's coped for so many years with Asperger's it's almost like my life isn't real. It's almost like I've always felt like I'm living a facade. That yes, I own a house, I own a nice car, I have, you know, a beautiful husky dog, and I live at a ski resort, yet really none of it, I mean, how much of it is real, you know, when I can't even pay for all of that, or I can't stay focused, or I can't get anything done with the kids, or I can't pay my bills. That's, you know, kind of where I've learned that I need to be who I am, and that is someone that pretty much needs to stay home and try to figure out how to fend for myself as opposed to going out and working. I've tried it. You know, I haven't talked to that many people with Asperger's that have, you know, suffered in the workplace. I know that there's a huge amount of suffering for people trying to cope and be a part of society and make a living, you know, only to nearly losing everything they have from debt or this or that, or, you know, blow-ups or screw-ups or whatever it is. I mean, I could count them on, you know, 2 hands how many times that's happened to me, and I just can't really put myself out there any longer to, you know, set myself up for that, when I know that I could start something and I'll be done in a month, and there I'm at home again with bills that I can't pay. So I'm not giving up, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm giving up, but I love to hear other people's insight. So anyways, that's kind of what I've been thinking about today, and not to be all doom and gloom. I know that God has great things lined up for me, and I can only trust in Him. I can trust in Jesus Christ, and that's really only where I am. He'll provide for us. He'll provide for me. I'll find my calling and what I'm supposed to do. I do want to help people. Sometimes I think I'd be better off being a missionary out in the world in the sailboat across the globe. So we'll see what God has in store for me. But another thing that I found that is really interesting that my psychologist mentioned is called the Alpha Stim 100. So look it up. It's at, I think, www.alievehealth.com. And it's pretty interesting. It works with electromagnetic fields, and you put it on your earlobes, and it's been approved by the FDA, and it seems to work. They've been doing studies on children with Asperger's, and it helps with anxiety, depression. It ranges from like $300 to $795 or something. It is covered by a lot of insurances. So anyways, it's something that could be interesting, and I'm going to get mine here next week, so I'll let you guys all know how it works. But check it out. It's Alpha Stim 100. I really have high hopes for it, thinking that it's going to help me with relaxation and anxiety and different pains and stuff that I have. So anyhow, I'm going to take off for tonight, but I'm hoping to get some other chat response or video responses and questions or comments about all your guys' lives and that kind of stuff. So anyhow, my brain's a little scattered tonight, so I'm going to go try to get something done. Bye.